We live in a world, a high-tech world, which has plenty of advantages and a few disadvantages, especially when you're talking about faceless bullies who hide behind their screens. Local author Lorenzo III has written a new book about that very topic, ways also to prevent possibly cyberbullying. Bottom line, and you say it right here, this book is about dealing with trolls. Right. This is personal for you, yes? In what way?
Yeah, well, you know, I grew up of that generation that had to translate the old world into the new world as it evolved, and so I feel like it's like so many of my friends, you hit some booby traps and you make some mistakes, and so I wanted to write a tool that helps people avoid some of these pitfalls of the internet.
How difficult is that process of sitting down and trying to put your heart and your brain and your soul, not just the idea of writing a book, but writing a book that is so personal and something like this?
Yeah, it really is difficult, and I think you have to go back to, you know, the mission and purpose, which is I wanted to write a book that would help at least one person. And once you identify who that person is and sort of what the big theme is, it gets a little bit easier, but it's always a bit difficult.
I wanted to ask you, and this is not to dive way deep into psychoanalysts, but sure. What do you think, in your research and doing all of this, your own experiences, what do you think cyberbullying says about the person who's actually doing the bullying?
Yeah, I think that one of the things I talk about in the book is what I call the distortion of empathy. And I think what happens is that the internet makes it really easy to distort your empathy and forget that there is a human being on the other side of that monitor. And so almost we turn people into these avatars and cartoon characters. And I feel once you've done that, you have license to treat people as subhuman. And I think that's one of the core things that's happening when people engage in trolling.
How do we prevent this? How do we, and maybe more to the point, how do we stop it at first?
Yeah, I think that there's a couple tactics that I propose in the book. One of them is sort of just to remind yourself that, you know, we need active empathy. We need to remember that there's a human being on the other side of that keyboard. And the other thing is to give yourself permission to have boundaries, to say, hey, I'm not going to allow that on my feed. I'm not going to allow those types of posts, and delete things, hide things, or block people, and really take your profile sort of back from just having things happen to you.
It's one thing to write a book. It's another thing to have your work taught essentially as part of a curriculum. For our viewers who don't know, who are meeting you for the first time, what exactly does that mean to you, and how have your works been influencing what's being taught at the collegiate level?
Yeah, so I was very fortunate to have the School of Agricultural Entrepreneurship take my first book, Cilantro Diaries, and make it required reading, which I never wanted ever to that happen to a student, to have my book be required reading. So every year they teach the book Cilantro Diaries there, and that's a book really written for sort of young professionals entering the workforce. And then my second book, Tafoya Toro, which is a mental health book, a local school, CAST Schools, the CAST network, asked me to work with the students to adapt it into a play. And so it's been put on at the Empire Theater downtown for the last couple years now.
A kid comes up to you, he's read your book and says, it's helped me. It helped me deal with someone. What would that mean to you?
There's no greater compliment in the whole world. You know, one of my mentors once said, you don't write books to make money. You write books to get your ideas out into the universe. And when someone says, hey, your book helped me, that is the highest praise that you can get.
By the way, if you're counting books and you say, well, wait, he said first book and then my second book, this is the fourth, yes?
This is my fourth book, yes, sir.
A torturous experience?
Yes. You're in the middle of it, you wake up one day and you go, this is garbage, I need to start all over, and then you sort of work the process through it. But it really is rewarding when people come back and they say, these stories really helped me out.
A master storyteller is how I think you want to see yourself, and what you're doing is amazing. Obviously a worthy topic. Folks who see this right now, they say, you know what, I want to get that for myself. I want to get that for my kid. Where can we get that?
Yeah, the best place is Amazon, Amazon.com, and you can look it up. Right now, unfortunately, the paperback's been sold out for 2 weeks, but so you can go directly to my publisher. It's called bookbaby.com, and you can get the paperback there. But the Kindle's on Amazon.
People are buying this up. It's sold out.
Yeah, it's been sold out.
Kind of walk around like that. You gotta stick your chest out. That's pretty awesome.
It's a champagne problem. Yeah.
Lorenzo Gomez, sir, thank you so much for your time. Appreciate what you're doing.
Thank you, David. Appreciate it.